there, I am Christine Collins, and I have for you today a question that I get asked often by other people and by my clients, which is, what type of content should I create? How should I go about doing it? And should I be considering processes like batching my content? So I'm going to answer this question for you with 3 very simple tips. And the first one is to play to your strengths. And what I mean by that is to consider the areas that you are the best at. So is that writing? If writing is your strength, you may want to consider crafting most of your content in a written format, but then also doing some backup offerings where perhaps you start with a written blog and then you can convert that into an audio, a video if you wish to. If you're really good at speaking, you might want to begin with a video format, and then you can take that transcript and convert that into some of your written content. That helps to provide layers for your audience, for the people who are visual learners, kinesthetic learners, audio learners, people who like to see things, people who like to be able to listen to things, people who like to be able to read things. And then from there, the second tip is, for the areas that are not your strengths, you can seek out assistance or help. And there are a number of ways that you can do that. You can certainly hire somebody to assist you with the writing or perhaps the video editing, or perhaps creating some really exciting images to go along with your written work so that you still have that visual appeal. Or you can seek out platforms and services that offer things like transcription and other types of services that support the areas that maybe you don't feel quite as confident in. And then the third tip is to batch by energy. And what I mean by that is when you are in a process of wanting to create a lot of content at once, so let's just say, for the sake of example, you're wanting to create several videos, and then you want to take those videos and convert them into a written format, and then you want to figure out how and when you're going to share that content in terms of your Facebook page or your website or your blog or your newsletter. So there's a scheduling element there and a planning element. So I recommend batching by the energy of the activity. So rather than trying to sit down, record a video, edit it in the same day, and at the same time sit there and try to figure out, okay, I'm going to schedule this onto my Facebook page here and here and here. It's a lot of different types of activity that you're trying to do all at the same time, and they are very different energies. The energy of creating something, brainstorming, being inspired and coming up with the ideas is a very different type of an energy than editing, cropping, and trying to get it right for your audience. And that is a different energy from planning it out and scheduling it out. So I recommend, if you are going to participate in batching, you can do all of your creative work at the same time. When you're feeling really inspired, get in there, write down your ideas, write something that's very rough, or you can create a video that's very rough, and then come back as that critic, that editor mode, and crop it up and rearrange it and reorganize it in the way that makes sense to you. And then finally, at a different time, do your planning and your scheduling out and deciding strategically when and how you're going to share that content. When you batch by energy, it's so much easier than trying to shift from creator mode and brainstorming and idea generating into critic mode and cropping and editing and then the planner. So that helps to simplify the process for you, really playing to your strengths, seeking support when you need it, when it's not your strength, and then batching by energy. I hope you found this to be helpful. I'm Christine Collins, and you can check me out at transformcreate.com. And in the meantime, I hope that you have an absolutely magical and creative rest of your day.